Has anyone ever told you that running is bad for your knees? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Andrew with Running with Dr. Andrew. I'd like to talk to you about, is running bad for your knees? It's always a thing that people always tell me personally, that aren't your knees going to cause arthritis? You know, are you going to have, when you get older, your knee is going to be bad? You need to stop running. All these type of comments as runners you may get. And let me just kind of tell you about this. Running is not bad for your knee. Now, running necessarily doesn't cause knee pain itself, or knee osteoarthritis, or osteoarthrosis. Arthritis meaning inflammation of the joint, arthrosis meaning degeneration of the joint. Research really hasn't found that causes any type of damage on your knees while running. Actually, I found that running can actually improve your knee cartilage and improve the joint. So knees and joints and cartilage, they actually really like the compression of a joint. That really helps nutrition, gives it a nutrition to the joint there whenever you move and run. What you have is something called synovial fluid, which is your natural oil in your joints. So whenever you move, it helps secrete that. It's a viscous type of material that will help improve the friction of joints. So joints really like that compression while running or hiking or whatever you're doing, and so it helps improve the joint and the joint stability, and helps improve that viscous material called synovial fluid. Which also the synovial fluid will help improve the shock absorption of the joint, and so that's something very important to happen to keep that joint nice and healthy. So activity is huge. So what happens is, I think when people stop being active, that doesn't happen, and so then a degeneration process will happen. And so activity is huge. Continuing to be active throughout your life to help prevent or prolong any type of degeneration that may happen with your knee joints. So running is very good for it can be very good, a good thing for your joints. So they found that with runners, people that run, and they actually have less osteoarthritis compared to the people that don't run, that walk and do other things. And so I think that's for, something to take on, that, running doesn't always have to be something that's painful for you. And again, obviously if you're having some weakness in a certain area, that can cause some knee issues. It doesn't necessarily cause knee osteoarthritis. It can cause more strains on the soft tissue, patella tendon, the patellofemoral joint, which is where the kneecap goes up against the femur. And so, and also other structures, there's tendons and ligaments that come across there that you can strain while running. And so that is something that can be treated by a physical therapist. I think that's very important. So if you are having knee pain because of running, and not necessarily because you're ruining your knees, it's because there's some sort of soft tissue, some sort of mechanical thing going on with your body that may need to be looked at and corrected, through strengthening, through any type of shoe or orthotic to help control your overpronation. But definitely strengthening is the number one thing. Don't ever forget about that with running. It's a very high dynamic type of activity. It's something that needs, if you're weak in a certain area, especially if you're a beginner, you want to be able to make sure that you are strengthening and getting those legs stronger, because you're putting a little bit more force on your body compared to walking. Especially if you're wanting to be able to perform a certain time, I think that's very important in order for you to prevent any type of injuries is to be able to start doing some training and doing some strengthening to help prevent those injuries. So early on in my running career, I had a lot of injuries. Even though I was a physical therapist, I knew all that knowledge there too. I just didn't take the time to go out and do some strengthening. I'm starting to notice a big difference with my running and speed and things like that. No, definitely we all get little sore, tendons get sore, and that's okay. That goes away. As long as it goes away, that's okay, and you'll be able to work through it. I'm talking about an injury that doesn't go away, and it's a nagging thing. It's limiting your running and something that needs to be corrected by a professional. Again, there's all kinds of resources with YouTube, but definitely I think sometimes you may need somebody to look at your biomechanics and help hone down what's going on mechanically with your gait and with any type of strength. That's very important for your success of running. You can also look at different types of shoes. There's all different types of shoes that helps control motion, and that, there's the Brooks Adrenaline, which is a good motion control type of shoe, helps prevent any type of pronation that may cause some issues. And then I would, if you're a beginner runner, I'd just make sure to, stay away from something that's really cushy that's going to cause even more pronation. They find with research that comparing to a shoe that has a little bit harder foam compared to something like a Hoka that has a little bit more cushion to the shoe, found that at certain speeds, especially faster speeds, may actually increase the pronation of the foot in the really cushion type of shoe with the Hoka, and that may cause more injuries with that. So definitely be careful with that type of shoe. Sometimes you may need something that's a little bit harder to help out with your biomechanics, and that's going to take some pressure off of your knees there. Again, when you're going out and running, not necessarily if you do have some pain with your knees, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're hurting, you're damaging your knee. Again, there's some sort of mechanical issue going on that is resulting into some sort of knee pain. And so that concludes this video. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please hit subscribe and ding that bell so that you don't miss any other videos that may be posted. And so I hope everyone enjoys this video and you'll be able to take on all this information for you to continue to be a healthy runner. And again, you want to make sure that you're healthy every time you run, each day that you're running, and also whenever you get on that start line, and then also when you finish. You want to make sure that this is a fun sport. That's something that you don't have a nagging pain, something that you dread doing because you have some sort of pain. And this should be a fun sport, something to relieve stress, and I hope everyone is able to carry that on with them throughout their training career. So everyone keep safe, keep running, and we'll see you next time.